Welcome back.
Welcome back. I'm gonna do this.
I had to start the timer over. We went through 2 full timers. 500 seconds twice. Still haven't gotten through, but we know what we gotta do.
Yeah.
And that's the important thing.
I feel confident.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, just once. Oh.
Too late. Yeah, so I do have to say I did enjoy doing stand-up in California.
All right.
And
so
I was relatively, like, I was good at being on stage. Not great. I definitely could have been better, but I was good enough for being my first time.
yeah. You remember I had 1 note of criticism the first time you went up. And that was it.
I don't remember.
It was 1 joke went on too long. Was it? It was literally, I'm like, that one joke. There's the joke. It was the last joke you told in your set.
Oh, yeah,
it was a little long. And then I was like, but the rest of it?
Yeah, the problem is that I wasn't really telling jokes. They were stories essentially.
Well, that's just
but I
comedy
didn't.
now,
Yeah, but I didn't punch them up to be jokes, so I didn't really edit them.
That's what we gotta do. We're gonna work on some jokes together. Let's work on some jokes.
So I told this story about how I told a little kid to fuck himself while I used to work at Disneyland. A 3-year-old in a stroller.
Yes. And why did you tell him to go fuck himself?
Because he was calling me an idiot.
Okay, see, now we've got a great joke right there. It's like, now I'll tell you about the time I told a 3-year-old to go fuck himself at Disney World.
Yeah.
You may be asking yourself, why would a man my age, size, just general...
Why would a man 30 years his senior
just a man is imposing...
tell him to fuck himself?
Yes, well, he called me an idiot.
And not just
go.
once, not just twice. He called me an idiot 4 times.
You want the context all 4 times? I'll tell you. First time, hey, you're an idiot. Second time, shut up, idiot.
No, he literally. So he literally just said.
Going.
All right. So what happened? This is a true story. It's tough to do this while I'm doing this. Hold on.
Trying to get you to concentrate. Like for me, sometimes it helps with these sorts of things. I don't know. Ooh.
Fuck.
All right. So why does this kid call you an idiot?
So I was at the exit of my building, and there was this father, his kid in a stroller, and they were talking to this older woman. And the father was this like yuppie-ish, like just really,
yuppies.
Yeah, and and wearing like boat shoes and shit. And I was just like, ugh. He had his 3-year-old in this fucking stroller, and the kid. I'm sitting there like, all right, have a good day, but they wouldn't leave, and they were blocking the exit, and they just kept standing there talking, and I'm like, ugh. And while they're standing there, fuck, the kid is looking at me. He goes, "You're an idiot." And the dad's not paying attention. And I was just like, haha, it's cute. And the kid just goes, "You're an idiot." And I'm starting to get a little annoyed. "You're an idiot." He does it 3 times. And I'm like, all right. Is his dad gonna look or say something? Nope. "You're an idiot." And I was boiling inside by that point. So I leaned down to the kid. I looked at him and I mouthed the words, "Fuck you," and the kid's face dropped. Like he didn't necessarily understand what I said.
So he's too young to maybe have ever heard that. Possibly, maybe, he heard it, but probably
but
not.
He knew the fucking score. He knew that I wanted him fucking just gone, and the kid's face dropped, and the father just walked away. And my friend, this girl that worked with me, saw it happen, I guess.
Yeah.
She walks over, she's like, "What did you do?" And I was like, "I just told that kid to fuck himself." And she was like, "What?" And I'm like, "It felt amazing. Oh my God." It was so liberating to tell a 3-year-old, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
To where...
Do it! God damn it, do it! Please! No.
Fuck. Okay. I was like, "You gotta try it."
Not okay.
She's like, "You gotta try." All right, so you gotta try it. I was so fucking pumped up, like amped up. I was just like, oh.
This is when you start.
Oh, I told this kid to fuck himself.
Okay, I got a direction for where the joke would go as this part of a stand-up thing. Start suggesting ways to tell kids to go fuck themselves.
Yeah.
Try it at home.
Yeah.
Next time you make sure you don't know this kid, so that way you'll never have to see him again.
Yeah, if this is the first time you're ever doing this, try it on somebody else's kid because you don't want any kind of backlash you're gonna have to deal with at home.
You don't want them.
Once you test the waters,
you don't want them remembering that shit 10 years later.
You test the waters, you see how you're feeling about yourself after you tell the child to fuck himself.
You might not like it.
Then you take it home to the kids.
You might not like it. It's not for everybody.
Yeah, not for everybody. But I tell you this, it feels good. And you go to sleep with a smile on your face.
If you're me. That kid's probably doing one of those things. In reality, it's probably just when little kids have a new thing that they want to test their limit.
Yeah.
And see, like, okay, how much can I get away with this?
Well,
you sure
he got
showed
away
him.
with it 4 times. His limit is 4. At least with the man at Disneyland.
That kid becomes known as the kid who will call you an idiot 4 times and then become your best friend.
Yeah.
You helped him.
True.
You made his life better.
He made my life better. I got to tell a 4-year-old to fuck himself.
You ever do a thing where
A
like
3-year-old.
like we talk like about like earliest memory stuff with your parents, and they'll be like, oh well, when you were 2, you did this, and it was like, oh my god, like, you know, when they tell just stories about you as a little kid, and they're like, oh yeah, then you did this, that was annoying.
Yeah.
My dad only has one story like that about me, but apparently it was a thing I used to do, and he's like, oh, you were just testing your boundaries, seeing what you could get away with. Apparently when I found a new light switch, I would go to the switch, and I would just go, on, off, on, off. I'm like 2 or 3, on, off.
It's just you processing shit.
And I would not stop until someone went, stop it! And it had to hit that point where I would apparently have just gone and gone and gone.
So I had a funny light switch story.
Oh no.
When I was like 2.
Okay.
It's what, 1985, 1986. Nintendo came out. All our parents were really jazzed about Mario at the time. And my dad had his friends over. Him and my uncles were all playing Nintendo. They were playing Mario. They got to Castle 8. There was a light switch on our wall that controlled the power to the entire entertainment center. My dad's friend Bill was playing. We called him Big Bill.
Oh no.
He was playing. He was on the last castle. And I fucking flipped the switch. He snapped and got up like he was gonna hit me. And my dad had to get up and be like, hey! And he was just fucking furious, and I think he left.
Was he angry at you or the guy?
He was angry at me.
I love that he's angry at you.
He was angry at me because I turned off the fucking game while he was...
he should be.
Original Mario. They didn't have saves. They had to start from scratch.
That was hard.
Like this. Like this! Fuck!
Well, I think it's time to pass it back over here in a few seconds. All right.
Oh, no!
Oh, no. I'm going to try this some more.
We're going to... Should we do this one again, or should we move on to another?
No, we're doing this! God damn it.
But
What's it about my first tries?
My dad's friend Big Bill also. There is video of this one. So
Okay.
they used to just drink, like, party while the kids are in the house.
Oh.
But like not like irresponsible or anything. It was just them being goofy. And my uncle had a VHS camera. So they would record a bunch of weird shit. I think I've shown you. You saw the Seventh Son of the Seventh Son.
I've seen some stuff, yeah.
That's where this shit kind of started.
Whoa.
There's a video of they were all drinking, and my uncle had a Darth Vader mask. It was back in like 85.
Mm-hmm.
It's right after Empire came out. Jedi came out. Yeah. 80. Big Bill.
God damn it!
Big Bill was wearing the top part of the helmet, and he was just drinking and talking to the camera.
Yeah.
And I came up with a fucking a flashlight, and I smack him on top of the helmet, and he just goes, oh! And he falls down because I apparently hit him really hard.
One of those things, even a little. Oh my fucking God, give it to me! It's one of those things, just taking a shuttle.
But the sound that it makes.
You don't even need force with those. You just sort of have to like lazily drop it. And
the sound that it
hurt.
makes sounded like I fucking hit like a metal like cabinet. It was so there's video of that somewhere. I gotta find that.
Nice. Yeah, I have no video from when I was a kid, sadly, other than one partial video from my 4th birthday party. It's the only thing I have out there.
I got there's lots.
I don't even know
I don't
where it
know
is.
how good it is. I gotta find. We have a bunch of VHSs that I gotta fucking. I gotta get a VCR and a capture card for RCA.
Yeah.
So I could try to digitize some of these because some of them are funny as shit. I remember there's one when I was it was right after T2 came out, Terminator 2, and I had a mask that was half Arnold's face, half. It was like his face,
the exoskeleton.
Yeah, ripped
whatever
away. It was the
T-800
endoskeleton.
Yes, yeah.
And it was my Halloween costume, and I was I had the leather jacket on, I had the mask, and it was Halloween. My uncle's recording me, and I aim the gun at the camera, and I go, "Hasta la vista, asshole."
Yeah, I think you told me about
And then I lift the mask, and it's my Uncle Dean. And I'm like, "Dean, could you erase that? Dean, could you erase that? Because I didn't want my mom seeing it." I would always... My Uncle Dean was the one that I would always get away with, like, the fucking worst shit with.
Yeah.
But the idea of my mom ever finding out, like he was the one that
You didn't want her to find out.
Yeah, he was the one that would let me watch horror movies as a kid.
Okay. So he's responsible.
Yeah. And he, I remember when I was really young, my grandmother worked at a Winchell's Donuts. And she would bring donuts home all the time, these big big boxes of donuts. And on one of the donut boxes, I wrote the word fuck when I was a very young child.
How old were you?
4, 5. Like, other kids are learning how to write dog, and I'm like, fuck!
Yeah, I could see it. I think I was 4 or 5 when I first learned the word.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I knew the word before that.
I didn't, because, it was just my mom and I. My mom's very much, to this day, it's very hard to get her to curse at all.
Yeah.
So. But, you remember the story of the first time I heard the word fuck? It was from our friend, our at one time friend Brian.
When
we were in kindergarten, which is no big surprise.
Yeah.
He motioned to me. I still remember. So we were probably 4 or 5. He just motioned me like, "Come here." All right. And he's laughing. He would still do this as an adult, by the way.
Yeah.
Call you over and then giggle like, "Look at this." He took out a piece of paper and he just wrote in pencil, "F-U-C," because that's how he thought it was spelled. And he just goes like, like, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah. I didn't know what it was.
Fouquet.
He goes over to our kindergarten teacher, taps her on the shoulder. She turns around and he just holds it up with a big grin on his face. I see her go, "Ah!" and like grab him by like the shoulder and yank him out, and he was taken home. His parents were called and he was taken home from school, from kinder care for having done that. So I had after school care because my mom worked. So when she came and picked me up like 5:30 that evening.
See,
as we're walking to the car though, I just go, "Mom, is fuck a bad word?" And she goes, "Oh, yes, don't you ever say that again." And she didn't explain why, which would have been probably a better
see, I was
solution.
I was raised around all that. Like,
holy fuck! Yeah. God damn it! I want this so bad.
But the households that I was in were vulgar.
Yeah,
very vulgar. But I did the only bad word I ever learned from an outside source that was not from home was the word cunt.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, that's one. Especially when we were kids, you probably wouldn't hear it till you got a little.
It was
older.
5th grade or 6th grade. It was 6th. Fifth. It was probably 5th grade.
That's about right.
But it was my best friend at the time was Robert, who he was like the bad influence best friend.
Robert.
Yeah. And we were out on the playground, and somebody was giving him shit for something while we were standing there, and he flips them off and says, "Shove this up your mom's cunt."
Oh my God! And sixth
I
grade?
was like,
Wow.
my brain went, "What's this?" And I immediately knew what the word was.
Yeah, it is one of
The
those
context was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
what is this?"
You know what? He basically used it in a sentence to help define it.
Yes, yeah, he was very helpful.
It did help. Yeah. I don't remember. I probably heard it in a movie the first time. I don't know. It's, it definitely was not. I'm sure now they probably hear it when they're in fucking first grade. And
Yeah,
like,
probably.
I know.
It's not as commonplace. I feel like back in the 80s,
The internet.
80s and 90s, at least in America,
Yeah.
it wasn't a commonplace word.
No, well, I mean, also, it was still like Reagan America. Like,
Yeah.
it was still, oh, no, we're still the country it's all about red, white, and blue and apple pie, and we're, it's
No,
like,
but, like,
it's a
even,
different
like,
world then.
Even
like,
in movies and stuff, comedians, it was like we had fuck and shit and ass and
right,
bitch. and,
that stuff still existed, but
we
to
didn't-
take it to that level
but we didn't
would
have
be
cunt.
would be obscene.
Yeah.
Nowadays it's like whatever, which is the way it should be. Don't give words that much power.
Yeah, seriously.
But no.
Although I do want them to have a little bit of power.
Oh no.
'Cause
I mean, man, it does.
I'm glad that they do.
It does still have that power, at least in America. I'm sure in England it's like nothing, but or Ireland, that general area.
Yeah.
It's just another thing to drop in the middle of any sentence out there.
It's so funny, because I just got this new job like maybe a month and a half ago, and they still don't know who I am.
Yeah.
So, like I'm still in like work Chad mode.
Right.
But one of it's always funny when there's a younger girl that was working with me. Like we were out in the outside section, and she said something like shit or ass, and she's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," but it was just us, and she's like, "I'm sorry for cursing." I'm like, "Oh God,
Yeah.
I
know the.
do. I need to sit you down and just tell you who I am."
Yeah, that's most people.
Most jobs I'm terrible at.
Yeah.
Most jobs it's usually within the first week or so that I'm like, get the fuck away from me.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised you've been all right so far.
I did have a little bit of a moment. I almost punched someone. Oh,
You know
fuck.
what?
I
Tell the
almost punched
story.
somebody the other day.
First thing tomorrow. This has been a great map for just talking.
Yeah, we're gonna go past this guy. We'll come back to this one later.
All right. But
I wanna try it.
tomorrow, whenever we get caught in a mode like this, you tell a story of when you almost punched a guy.
Yeah, it was uninteresting. I just almost really fucking punched him.
But you're going to make it interesting. It's going to be a great story. So that you better tune back in to hear it. It's going to be such a good story. Wait till you hear it first thing tomorrow.
It is kind of funny.
There you go. See, there's the selling point. Like, share, subscribe. See you tomorrow.
Bye.